Good afternoon, Titans fans. I'm here with Indiana University South Bend women's basketball coach Steve Bruce. Coach, how are you?
Great, Tom. Great, thank you.
Good. We're just 3 days away from your season opener at Lawrence Tech. Give me your thoughts on your team so far, leading up to your regular season opener.
Well, I like where we're at. We're battling a bit of an injury situation right now, but I like where we're at. I like what we've done in the 27 or 8 practices and 2 scrimmages we have had. I think our gals are. The work ethic's good, the team attitude's good, and the scheme thing's falling into place too. So, certainly we've got a lot of ground to cover, but I like where we're at so far.
Good. Looking back at last year's team, 15-17 overall, 9-13 in conference play. What are your expectations from this year's team? I know you lost a couple of key pieces from last year. Kind of talk about the expectations for this year.
We lost 2 great seniors, Courtney Simpson and Leah Meyer. But our group came together towards the end of the year last year, and we finished strong, playing our best basketball at the end of the season. Upset St. Xavier in a big game in the conference tournament, and with that evolved a new level of confidence, I think, with our returners. And of course, we added 2 kids who are really going to help us: Megan Calloway, who transferred from Valparaiso, Kylie Knafel out of Wawasee High School, and so with the veteran gals returning, the new people in the mix, our group is in the mindset of getting to Iowa. That's what our goal is.
Good. Being the head coach, you're ultimately the leader of the team, but having 4 seniors, who do you look to for leadership, on the court? Is that your 4 seniors? Or?
Yeah, our senior group is outstanding this year, and I think we've had year after year of really good senior leadership, and so they just passed the torch on to the next group, and Courtney and Leah did a fabulous job last year in their role. And this group, who was juniors last year, who are seniors this year, they see and saw how that was, what examples that they had to follow, and they handed over the torch to them, and they're doing a terrific job. They're doing a terrific job in their work ethic, their consistency, practicing hard, their team attitude, all of those things. We're trying to, we always talk to them about being that the change that you wish to see, and I say that, and really there's no change, but the example that they set speaks louder than any words that they could set. Okay, I mucked that up pretty good, but that's what I mean. The example that they set speaks louder than any words that they could use, and I think they're doing a great job setting examples.
Great. Kind of touch a little bit on the team last year. Can you talk about some key returners from last year to this year's team?
Sure. Nicole Sly was an honorable mention all conference as a point guard as a sophomore last year. Ashley Carson led us in minutes played last year, was our leading 3-point shooter. We've moved Elise, who is a senior this year, from a perimeter to a post, which is a more natural position for her. Lauren Adams, another one of our senior post kids, has had a solid career, good player for us. Emily Strilich was, I guess, second team all-conference her sophomore year, and she's really kicked it into gear this year too. We're expecting big things from her. Stacy Funkhauser doing a really nice job as the other point guard. And then, like I say, we have the addition of Megan, and we have the addition of Kylie. And Kaylee Fraze is another kid that has done an outstanding job. She gives us depth at the 2 spot. So I think we have fitness at every position. Jackie Staller's another gal, plays the 3, ended up starting 5, 6, 7 games for us last year, can really shoot the ball. So we've got 4 posts, we've got 6 perimeters that are healthy right now, 2 others that'll help us when they become healthy. And so top to bottom, I think we've got a really nice group.
Good. You kind of touched a little bit on Megan Calloway and Kylie Knafel. Kind of talk about what they're going to bring to the team, different dynamics that they'll bring.
Sure. Well, Kylie in high school, I'll start with her. Kylie scored 1,700 points in high school, and she's the second all-time leading scorer at Wawasee High School. She can score in a number of ways. In the women's game, in my experience, it's unusual that players have all 3 elements of an offensive game, where they can score at the rim, they can score in the mid-range off the dribble, and they can shoot threes. Usually they'll have 1 or maybe 2 of those, but she's able to do all 3. She's just one of those kids who can score, and she's very competitive. She loves basketball, and she's really going to help us. And Megan is a little bit of an unorthodox post player in the sense that her go-to stuff is, it takes her away from the basket. And in the basketball circles as coaches, you know, we're always power guys, go to the rim and all that kind of stuff. But you think back to the NBA, maybe Akeem Olajuwon, you know, he had a turnaround fadeaway thing from the short corner. Well, if you can make 60% of those, you're going to shoot them. And so Megan has a knack for scoring. Sometimes I think she could kick the ball and it would go in, you know, and she has a feathery touch, and you know, we get the ball to her as often as we can. She needs 12 to 15 shots every game, and she'll really help us on the glass. She's a great passer, not to overlook that, because as good of a scorer she is, she's an even better passer probably. And she's an unselfish kid, so sometimes she's passing the ball and we want her to shoot it, you know, and so going to kind of get her to figure out what that balance is. But those two, in answer to your question, bring a lot of offensive scoring to the table, and they'll both work really hard on defense.
Good. Last question, with a couple of new faces on our coaching staff, Coach Jim Condell and Mike Pott.
Mm-hmm.
What do each of those coaches bring, you know, to the program?
Well, our coaching staff this year, first of all, I think our group this year of players is the best that we've ever had talent-wise. Our coaching staff is the best that we've ever had as well, because we have a number of coaches who are experienced and are great with people. And let's start with Katie Hacker, because Kate was a great player here. She helped coach her first year out of college. Last year she was in the education world. Now she's got a full-time teaching job, but she's back with us. And her dad's a high school coach, and she has a knack for understanding the game. She's going to be a great coach one day. Jim Condell's got 45 years of coaching experience. Overseas in the pros, coaching the NBA Developmental League, college head coach at Judson actually for a number of years, high school head coach, and very good offensive mind. So he's handling the offensive side of things. And then Coach Potts probably got 13 to 15 years of experience under his belt at high school and AAU. And he's going to kind of side with me on the defensive side of things. So we've got Coach Hacker, Coach Condell with their eyes on the offense, myself and Coach Pott with our eyes on the defense. But the best thing about those three people, they're loyal, they're count on me, they're hard workers, they're high character people, and they're great with people too. So hopefully the combination of the group that we have players-wise and the group that we have coaching-wise will come together and put us in a position to get to the national tournament, because that's where our sights are.
Sure. Well, best of luck this year. Thank you for your time.
Thank
For
you.
more information on IUSB women's basketball, visit IUSBTitans.com.